Hello folks, a couple of people asked me about doing a video of all my cars that I've currently got, the Gaslands ones. So this is my Gaslands garage, or garage if you're American, or say it differently. So all I'm going to do is pick up each car, talk about it quickly, give you a 360. I was going to put them all on the turntable one after the other, but god, that would be a bit dull. So no, I'm just literally going to start at the front, pick them up, talk about them, put them down. It's like 30 odd cars here, so should be about half an hour of video. So let's get cracking. So first car we'll talk about is this DeLorean, which I've made to look like a Mad Max Interceptor, obviously. Slightly bigger blower though, in parts. So I've got clam seal designs, 3D printed supercharger with a part from an M2 Machines car on top, North Star side pipes, and then stowage from North Star, clamp seal, Anvil Industry, some bolt action stuff in there as well. Mesh the windows, like a murky black paint job, bit of OSL object source lighting I tried, like to make them look like they're reflective. It didn't really work out on this one. I didn't do the indicators either on this one. This one was quite a quick paint job and build. So yeah, so a DeLorean based Interceptor. The gullwing doors would add incredible rule of cool points, obviously, on the tabletop. So yeah, quite happy with that. They came out really good. Next one I got, this is the purple Nurple. So it's basically it's called a tail dragger or something like that. Cut the bit that sits at the back, which looks like a weird bottle opener, but obviously it's not. I mean, you could probably try. It's basically a Merc, like a Mercury. The guns and the hood scoop thing on here are from Dice Mechanic Games. Came out pretty nice. Another nice easy one. Talk about this. The ice cream van, which I painted black and then did this beige / cream colour paint job. Loads of decals. Most of these done by Tom at Wasteland Star 164. That, apart from the Anarchy one, the Anarchy one's from Judge Dredd, sprue from Warlord Games. But yeah, painted the tailgate red. Graffiti decals all over it, including on the roof. Sonic cannon on the top to sit in the place where the siren, not the siren, the speaker would normally be. A couple of side guns. Guns are Anvil Industry, I think, and the top piece is from North Star, and then some bits from my bits box as the wheel covers. Yeah, little ice cream van came out really nice. I've got this 55 Chevy Bel Air Gator Hot Wheels car. Changed a few bits on it. So it's a standard engine. I painted it up, obviously. Added a 3D printed part from Council Designs, some North Star machine guns, the roof rack that I cut off of the top of the rat rod Volkswagen Beetle and stuck on, and then some stowage, so Council Designs jerry can, and then industry ammo box, Dice Mechanic Games wheel spikes, and a North Star figure in there. Don't know if you'll be able to see it. So one of North Star's metal figures. He's meant to sit in the passenger side, but I put him in the driver's side. 2 seconds. Zoom in on him. Basically a war boy with a revolver. So although he's driving no-handed, he's also shooting out the side window at someone. That came out really, really good. I do like the gassers. A lot of my normal customs, for a long while, all I made were 55 gassers. Made them, sold them, and traded them with people. But yeah, I'll be doing some more gassers. Obviously this channel's not just Gasland stuff. The video I just put out today, when I found this was about a Chevy Nova gasser. There's a lot of Gasland stuff that I do though at the moment, but I will be doing normal customs as well. And we'll talk about normal customs in a separate video. We'll start down here. Okay, this is Fred. See, some of these got names, some of them haven't. This is Fred, which is a Racing Champions Scooby-Doo Fred themed Bronco, I think it is. Yeah, Ford Bronco. I've cut the back off. Kept the back because it's handy. As I cut the figures, so I've got a North Star front grille guard, a brush guard. I've got a North Star plastic driver's figure with like a ski mask on, North Star machine gun. Still designs 3D printed magazine on it. This is a Devil's Run figure on the back. Council design fuel barrel, North Star exhaust. Nice quick one, this one. Called Fred obviously because that's the theme of the car originally before I repainted it. Came out really nice. One of the first ones I did with these Devil's Run figures. They sorry, there's no the autofocus on my phone for some reason plays up all the time. These figures come out really nice for the resin they are. The resin's quite brittle, unfortunately. This is one of my oldest vehicles. It's what do they call this? A jungle crawler. It's basically like a Willys, not a Willys, it might be a Willys, or a white like Jeep thing. I can't think of what vehicle it is, but anyway. So I made some armour, no rivets on the side armour, which is what I tend to do now. A couple of rivets on the screen, and then some Dice Mechanic Games bits, the pipes and the gunner with the flamethrower. These Dice Mechanic Games bits, these ones are really good. I do like them. Not too much mucking about. You can just stick it on any flat surface, and you've basically got a gunner and a turret. He did his hose and his gas masks like those Russian 60s, 70s style gas masks, you know, like the brown hoses. Came out really nice again. I've had this one for, it's one of the first vehicles I did, so about 2 years, that is, 2 years old. I got this, the Doofmobile, not the Doof wagon obviously. This is this is a cut different parts together, so it's a Ford, it's a Dodge Power Wagon base, like a premium one, so it's got real rubber wheels and tyres up to here, and there's plastic card in the middle, and this is a Chevy obviously truck on top. The base is longer than the truck obviously, so I'm trying to work out what to do. I wasn't going to cut it, so step this up with some angle iron, like plastic card, added 2 Council design barrels and some wire to make rope. Add this Devil's Run figure, get this centered with the baseball bats, so it made sense for him to be banging on some fuel drums. A bit like a DeLorean. And then the other figures, North Star grenade launcher warboy figure. As you can see, they're slightly different in size and scale, but it doesn't really matter because not everyone's the same size. Dress wise, they're pretty similar as well, and I painted them pretty similar. That's the theme I've done. So black trousers on all of them, like biker boots and knee pads, etc. And blue on their goggles, so keep them all very similar. And that's a Dice Mechanic Games little scoop on the front, quite like that, came out good. The black with the rust around the panels and the rusty bed. Got the red skull. This is a BMW 2002 Hot Wheels casting with an exoskeleton I put around it, so I drilled all these post holes. There's like 38 post holes that I drilled into the casting. I did a previous version of this where I just had the metal worker touching the body, but I thought if it was going to be slightly more realistic, then this way would work out better, and it did. It came out loads better. So yeah. Ooh. It's not symmetrical. I didn't want it to be symmetrical. As much as I like symmetry, it wouldn't be symmetrical in real life, not in the Wasteland. It's based off of an idea from a couple of pictures. There's a Ford Bronco, I think, like a half exoskeleton around it, and there's a Lamborghini Gallardo, I think I've seen it, with a purple exoskeleton around it. I thought it was cool, so I took the idea and did it to this. Cut around industry machine guns. Fits the look because it's a BMW and they're like almost like a German World War I fighter plane machine guns. So the red skull on the front, which is secret weapon miniatures, edged brass. Yeah, really like this. This is one of those ones that got a ton of likes on Instagram because it's different. I do a lot of rusty cars and a lot of like Mad Maxi cars, but this is another one of those ones that's totally different from everything else, which I quite like. And I'll talk about different. Got the red rocket, so it's a Fallout 4 themed Chevy Nova gas wagon. Loads of scratch building stuff in here, so all the hose is made out of, all this piping's made out of florist wire, covered florist wire, so it's got like a fabric around it, which adds to the effect, I think. There's bits from Dice Mechanic Games, and there's lots of Games Workshop bits attached. And this is off a Groommobile. and then in there I've got some wire which has been wrapped around plastic card and a couple of bits from my bits box, which are Games Workshop. Decals by Tom, Warband style. Yeah, this is a 1-day build. This was for last month's car, themed car of the month. That's a competition thing I do on Gaslands UK. I entered on the last day. I cracked out in an afternoon. I knew what I was going to build. Once I saw that it was still had a day left, I knew what I was going to build pretty much from the straight off, because I had the groomer build sat on my desk, so I knew if I cut the engine off, the rest would make it itself. So I turned the gasser into a pickup truck almost, to cut the back off. Yeah, came out really, really good, and the engine's fitted straight on there, so I really, really like that. The focus on this is driving me crazy. Sorry, folks. There we go. Yeah, came out really, really good. Love it. Another thing that's slightly different to norm. The Weasley weapon. Fort Anglia. One of the hardest. Oh no! It's even hard now. It's even rarer now. I've just dropped it and it's fallen apart. Get that together. The Weasley weapon. There we go. So it's a Hot Wheels Ford Anglia casting. It's actually Brandon Mattel because this came from a Harry Potter set. Super hard to get. It's a right pain because people want about £10 for these castings, but I got a deal on these, so that was okay. Got a couple. One of which has already gone, but yeah, this one I made for me. So it's a black primer with sponged on rust, then I sponged on the blue, then went back over the rust again to give that effect. Dice Mechanic Games machine gun, or minigun, and rear wheels. The front's a 32 Ford, handmade scope. I did my bits box bash. I talked a little bit about this, so I won't talk about it too much more. Yeah, it came out really nice, better than I thought it was. The paint job really, really sealed the deal for me on this one. So that's another good one. It's a nice little quick one, this. Some Matchbox casting. 33 Ford Coupe. Good shaped vehicle. I've got another one of these. I'm going to do something a bit more radical too. It's had a machine gun on the passenger side with the feed going in through the door. So it looks like it's filled from an ammo drum. And that's it. Oh. Painted it red. It's like 3 different shades of red sponged on over black, and sponged some black on the top as well to make it dirty. I wish this focus would work. It's driving me bonkers. There we go. Yeah, nice quick afternoon build. Came out really, really nice. Looks good. What can you ask for? Done some Mad Max themed cars now. So this is loosely based on one of the cars from the Mad Max Fury Road film. It's a flamer car made out of a VW Beetle, but in the film it's got loads of barrels. FKD it's called, which is obviously an abbreviation of a certain word. It's got loads of barrels built into the, cut into the bodywork. I didn't want to do that, but I took the inspiration from it, so I cut it into a pickup truck like in the film, cut the rear arches off, cut the nose off, added an engine from a tuned Hot Wheels, some side pipes from North Star, then I used copper wire to bend these pieces in. Secret Weapon Miniatures, get in focus. Secret Weapon Miniatures, photo etched skull on the front, North Star front wheels, Cam Steel Designs truck style GD rears, Cam Steel Designs flamethrower on a mount that rotates, and there's a Cam Steel Designs fuel barrel in there as well. Made the wire over the top. Didn't put a crew member in this one because I didn't want to. Just kept it as it is. That came out really quite labour intensive. Sponge painted that silver, and it came out almost like chrome, so I was pretty pleased with that. I might do that again on a couple of other vehicles. It's the only full silver vehicle, non-rusty vehicle I've got. So Mad Max themed, but slightly different. Talk about Mad Max cars. Let's talk about this quick. So this is based on Elvis from the first, well, it's not the first 10 minutes of the film. It's in the film only for about 10-15 minutes, not even that, before it gets wiped out. So it's a 32 Ford, which is a great vehicle for customs, I think. Two 32 Ford engines joined together with a pair of 3D printed blowers from Council Designs. Another etched brass Secret Weapon Miniature skull on the front. Council Design wheels. Use them truck wheels there on the back with wide tyres. And I've got a machine gun on the top from North Star with an ammo drum. Painted in my Rust Technique. I spoke about this in my Rust Technique video. And then I've got a crew figure, which is a Devil's Run figure. Painted up like all the other Devil's Run figures. So black trousers, black boots, blue lenses on the goggles. That's one of the first ones again that I painted. Got a bit of fluff there. No driver because there's no real point. You can't really see in there. So it's loosely based on Elvis from the film. Obviously, I don't have the exhaust going all the way along. There's a couple of other bits that are different. But yeah, made a little platform on the back out of the jerry can from Carmsel Designs as well. Super good. Love that one. I mean, I love all my vehicles. Oh no! Just broke him off. Well, that's annoying. We should get some super glue and stick him back on. It's fine. We shall carry on. We'll start this and we go along. This is another sort of Fury Road inspired vehicle with the Warboy figure on the top. Another North Star metal figure, a North Star machine gun, handmade mount, Hamster Designs 3D printed ammo drum. Like I spoke before in the video about North Star, they don't come with any ammo drums for these, but you can sort stuff out and make it from anywhere. It's just a 41 Willys coupe. Cut the back off, added this bumper on the front out of some plastic stock, bent the rails, Anvil Industry ammo drum, squared out the back so that the guy could stand on it, making the right height. A little bit of measuring needed there. Meshed the windows after I had a crew member, and then just did my headlights the same way I always do them, so they look a little bit glowy. And the rust effect came out really, really nice. Another good little vehicle, that. I'll keep up with the rust ones and the Mad Maxy feel ones. I go with this shoebox, forward shoebox. So I've added like a girder at the front with some rivets. Added the 3D printed Bel Air again, Carmsel, cut the figures, we'll talk about those as well. So the guy on the backs, wow, the focus is going bonkers. The guy on the back's another, well, they're both North Star metal figures, so he's a crew member. Meant to be leaning out of a window, so I had to build up the back with some girders. Fire his AK over the roof, and then I've got a driver in there as well, red bandana. Only thing I had to do to get him to fit was to cut his legs off, so he's legless. Little Nos bottle and some Molotov cocktails. I think they're both by Anvil Industry. Yeah, rust effect. Again, all the way around. I showed pictures in my rust effect video on this. That one came out good. Last rusty one for a minute. We'll talk about some other stuff. So this is a Midnight Auto. I spoke about this in my Bitsbox Bash video a little bit, so I won't speak too much about it. That's another good car for the Wasteland. Fantasy car, but it's basically like a Ford sedan or something like that. With my decals made by Tom, my Walton style again. Yeah, Racing Champions grille, mod rod engine with a Dust Magnet Games air filter. There's a side machine gun on this side that pops out. One of their secret weapon sprue machine guns, so explains why it's mounted slightly flush to the vehicle. Handmade the axle, that's the rod. Yeah, came out really, really good. Love it. Love the rust as well. It's got a real good patina look into it, and that's still just sponge weathering with the rust. Love it. Big Air Bel Air, big red. Yeah, when these came out, I literally had to get them off eBay. So, a couple of vehicles that are well worth it to pick up are these two. Let's open my drawer, so Erikenstein rod, Focus, and the Big Air Bel Air, both by Hot Wheels. They're fairly new, so the Big Air Bel Air I turned into this. So it's black base coat with the red over the top, sponged on again, but I wanted to keep it quite a clean paint job. I always wanted it to look totally different from the original, so went out with a file all over just to rough it up. So it looks like it's just been redone, or just been painted up, ready to go. Nos tank on the back from I think that's Dice Mechanic Games. It already has the fuel barrel poking through. Meshed the windows, did all the lights like I normally do. Added a couple of North Star, like Maxim style machine guns, and then these wheel things are from. What was meant to turn. Oh well. These wheel things are from Secret Weapon Miniatures. Again, they're etched brass. Let's keep that skull theme going a little bit. Super good. Came out super good. Oh gosh, butterfingers today. Came out a lot better than I thought it was going to, and it's different to what I've got. Still got chrome on it. It's not rusty anywhere. Even the mesh on the windows aren't rusty. So it looks like it's literally just rolled out of a workshop somewhere. Someone's taken a bit of care with it. So love that. Some of that stuff that's a bit different. This is the Skinner, which is a fish and chip. So it's basically a Jag. Loads of Citadel skulls all over it. Mesh in the windows again. Mad Car's engine with the skull over the intake and some side pipes from Dice Mechanic Games. No guns. These cool Hot Wheels wheels, which came with some Halloween cars with the skulls as well. And obviously the thing that stands out the most is the paint job. So I sponged on like a skin colour, like a flesh colour, washed it and sponged it again, did a wash over it, sponged it on again, and then I drew the pattern all over it to make it look like skin stitched or stapled together. It's inspired by the car in Doomsday, the film Doomsday, which is another Jag, a low Jag. It's a convertible in the film, and it's got the whole body of the car is covered in skin, human skin. So yeah, it came out really, really good. Like this, obviously. Let's start this end again. It's Renault 5, I've spoken about this a couple of times. This is when I spoke about my painting yellow video. Inspired by the front cover of the French language version of Gaslands Refueled. So North Star front grille, North Star gun, pintle mount, which I've drilled through. Air filter from Dice Mechanic Games, just to make it look a bit more like boy racery, chavvy. Changed the wheels, bit of exhaust, yellow paint job. Came out super nice, love it. Another yellow car, which I haven't really shown before, is this Beetle. I think it's a Majorette Beetle. Or it is a Majorette Beetle. So I've jacked up the back end by putting an axle tube on the bottom, putting some off-road wheels in, yellow paint, secret weapon window guard, machine gun on the top, couple of exhausts, green miniatures, or Mad Cars, sorry. Engine, I mean, it wouldn't be practical because the pipes would go through the dash and come out the back, but hey, it's a bit of fun. And then this grille from a Ford that I've had in my bits box for ages, painted the headlights. And this piece here to hold the grille up, that's actually the spring that normally holds the wheels in. I just bent it a little bit to fit, it was the right width and depth. Notch to cut the holes in this firewall that I made. Yeah, great little yellow buggy, come out really nice as well. Another buggy. This was the donor for the roof rack that's on the Bel Air. Yellow 13. So I saw a picture, someone said, oh, it looked really good if you could do a Beetle in this paint scheme. It was on Instagram, I think someone was talking about it. Like a German fighter. It's based on a ME109E paint scheme. Obviously I didn't put any German markings, I just put a skull on the 13. Couple of MG42 looking machine guns from North Star through the bonnet. Yeah, that's it really. It's a really, really easy build. The hardest bit was cutting off the roof rack, and I wanted to keep the roof rack, hence the roof's a bit dented. I filled it a bit, but then it added to the effect, so I kept it a bit haggardy. Yeah, that was a one-day build again as well, but decent build. Talking about things that are, yeah, this is one of my favourite vehicles at the moment. Lady Luck, North Star decals, North Star machine guns. That's it really. Matchbox wheels. It's people keep asking what this is. It's a Nash Metropolitan. Hot Wheels call it the Metro Rail. So over the normal Nash Metro, which stops about here. I haven't extended it. This is how it comes. But the actual car, the bonnet stops here. Big engine that was already there. Added some mesh. Painted it up like a fighter. P38 Lightning. P50. I don't know, like a Lightning fighter, American from World War II, added some nose art decal on it. Yeah, the colour scheme really suits it, and the shape, and obviously the brace of machine guns. Can't say fairer than that. It's awesome. Got another little Beetle. These little Beetle rat rods are really, really good. Even just painted up, even just out the box, with some bits on it. Obviously I've put the front from a 32 Ford on here again. Dice Mechanic Games side pipes and RPGs. Sort of fell together itself. Managed to keep wheels bent. Might be going anywhere with bent wheels like that. Don't know what's happened. Yeah, managed to. I stuck out there. Managed to keep the base intact. Just to cut a bit off the. Sorry, I just had to cut a bit off the front. Yeah, another nice little vehicle there. I've got my hearse, 32 Ford front end again, just cut it, notched it to fit, added my own axle tube, same at the back, drilled through the side, added a brass rod so I could fit these Council Design rear wheels on. Cut a North Star machine guns, Dice Mechanic Games blower on the top of the, on the top of the 32 Ford engine. 32 Fords are great for engines. If you don't want to use 3D printed engines, they just look at it, makes this into a proper hot rod. The stance is really, really good as well, because I've got the bigger wheels and the smaller wheels at the front, so it drops right down. Love it. Awesome little build. This is something I finished yesterday. Grim, I've called this. It's got the Grim Reaper on the side. Tom Watton started those decals for me. Dice Mechanic Games machine guns, front and backs. It's got tail guns as well. The light in here is not the best, but so it doesn't really show it that well. That's a grey metallic, like a dark grey metallic in there on the engine and the guns, and then black. And then I've painted this cross hatching all over the vehicle. Kept the wheels that were on it red, just as a bit of colour. Yeah, came out super good. Really happy with it. It was another quick one-day build. You can still see some of the original gold from the paint and the interior, but I'm not too bothered. Yeah, suits it. I could have kept the gold. After I've done it, I thought about, after I painted it, I thought I should have kept the gold. I can still take it apart and repaint that gold if I wanted to, but I probably won't. I've got another one of these coming anyway, so I might do another one. I might do a pair, I might do Grim and the Reaper, something like that. I don't know. Or the Brothers Grim, that'd be quite cool. Two very similar cars, but two slightly different paint jobs. So I might reverse the paint job and do like, this is like Incubi Darkness by Citadel Paint, so Games Workshop paint. I might reverse it and do the other one, Incubi Darkness, with black hatchings on it, and then keep the gold. I don't know, I haven't decided. I might do something totally different. But yeah, did that yesterday, that came out really, really nice. Got the Gator, which is a Merc drag car. Turret comes off obviously, so it can rotate. And the bottom half's from a ripsaw, so a Mattel ripsaw, slightly bigger scale. Massive front ram from Anvil Industry. North Star scoop. The turret's actually from Devil's Run. I've drilled a hole. Drilled the hole slightly bigger than the turret base, purely because you can swap different turrets around then and change your loadout. Fuel drum on the back, and this ram from North Star. The reason the ram's there though is because it literally is a proper bodge job. I've putted the tracks straight on. I've also kept the wheels, which people hate, but I've kept them in there so it rolls a bit as well. Watton style decals, little rusty green paint job, bit of a military theme without it being too over the top. Oops. Yeah, came out really good as well. Alright, we're on the home stretch now. Not many cars left to do. Got these three cars, which I made a couple days ago. The Mauve Madmen. Tom Watton Star Tom made these decals from me ages ago. Just not used them. This has all got Dice Mechanic Games bits in it. It's Dice Mechanic Games guns and scoop. Purple paint job, purple pink paint job. Blacked out everything else. Same on a Chevy, Anvil Industries engine. North Star machine guns, same decals. Put some black on the trim parts, black bumpers, etc. This is like this is a tail dragger. That other thing I said was a tail dragger, isn't a tail dragger. Purple Passion. Other thing's a Purple Passion. This is the tail dragger. Yeah, a couple of Anvil Industries machine guns. Another skull on the front, photo etch. Blacked it all out. Headlights on it, obviously, same as on the Chevy, in the same colour I always do them. Yeah, nice little quick 3-man team there, all with matching colour schemes. I got this, if you watch my Rush tutorial, you know what this is. This is a Devil's Run Gasser vehicle. It is exactly as it came to me. Just painted the straps in, etc. Won't really need to talk about this too much if you watch that video. If you haven't, go and watch it, because you see this for the whole video. This is the car I painted in the tutorial. Paint job came out really, really good. Yeah. And this is apart from the Jungle Crawler, this is the oldest vehicle I've got, and I totally forgot I had this for ages. It was sat on my landing, on my bookcase. Yeah, so I had like at one point I had 130 Gaslands cars. I went through them and I picked out a couple that I was going to keep, and then I sold the rest, mostly on eBay. I traded a few with some mates as well, but I sold the only I sold them all in a week. And that's what got me into building cars specifically for eBay as well. But I won't talk about it here because it's not really the place for it. But yeah, so built this ages ago. Got this in a trade from a friend of mine. Thanks, Rudder. Put a big engine in it, some Citadel skulls on it, put a bit of mesh over there, transfer from Citadel again, cut machine guns, and I think this is from the first pack of stuff I got from Dice Mechanic Games. They're meant to be blowers, obviously, but I've added them into exhausts, Citadel toe on the back. It could be a war rig. I mean, the scale, it's totally off scale, but I do love it. Like I say, I've had it for so long. Oh, and I've also got this on the back. Printed that onto sticky back paper, which I thought was quite cool and fitting. Like I say, it's totally out of scale, but hey. Last couple of things I'll talk about, last two vehicles I'll talk about are actually commissions I've only just finished. Before I get onto them, I'll talk about this little guy here, which is sort of the leader. He goes with the Skinner car. So this guy, hopefully this will focus nicely. Piece of absolute junk. There we go. This guy I call Viv. He's painted like Vivian from the Young Ones, although this guy's got a mask made out of human flesh on him, hence he goes with the Skinner car. Silver spikes, blue denim jacket, silver on his cod piece. This is made by Dice Mechanic Games. They sent me this in one of my orders not that long ago. It's got awesome sledgehammer as well. This is one of their new figures that they're going to be bringing out soon, hopefully. I think this is the first one that was painted, as in I don't know if anyone else got one of these, but I've known them for a long time. I bought so much stuff off of them. So yeah, like I say, on my videos, full disclosure, if I pay for it, I pay for it. I didn't pay for this. They sent me this because they're good guys. Yeah, love him. So he's basically the leader of my merry warband of 30 odd vehicles. He's perfectly in scale with the North Star figures, but I say with his flesh face, this is his vehicle. No guns, he just gets out and starts hammering you with his sledgehammer, which I think is quite cool, quite fitting. I pop him in some of my pictures now and again as well, just for a laugh. Last two vehicles. So this isn't necessarily a commission. I built this, and then Ben came from Customs Vermilion Painting, asked me if we could have it. So I painted it out for him. So with a skull on it. So this is a 32 Ford again, with the front from a Racing Champions, like the hood, and then the grille is from a Ford. Custom made front bumper. Missile launchers from Dice Mechanic Games, exhaust from Dice Mechanic Games, and the barrels on the back, beer kegs are from Tom Walton Style, also did decals. Just another rusty thing. Came out really good. Looks awesome. Posting that off to him this week, hopefully. And then the last vehicle, the legs. Part of this featured in my painting yellow video that I've done recently. This is for Chad at Televised Carnage. So this is an actual commission that I made for him. So it's for Barney. Barney. I can never remember how to say it. Team. This is the monster. His other car's called Frankenstein, which I think is cool. Gave him a Wasteland grin. Armour plating that I handmade. The legs from Dice Mechanic Games. This bit's from Dice Mechanic Games. And then I added this piece out of some tube. That's a plastic card tube. It does rotate. It's a bit stiff. And I made the hose out of my florist wire set up, and the barrels are from Tom Walton Style. That's one of my old decals, Monster Customs. I'm thinking about changing my logo. I've already removed the Monster Customs from my logo. I just think the monster face is a little bit better by itself, but that'll be subject for a different video. Yeah, so it's an improvised sludge thrower with like napalm and mines, which is cool. And obviously it's a walker as well, which is something totally different. I've actually got another set of these legs, and I've got a Corgi, I think it's Corgi, my Matchbox AMC Pacer legs. I think I might bang together and make something out of them. But yeah, it came out really, really good. When I was painting it, I was worried because obviously I've put a red tailgate and a red door on it, and which is what I did quite a bit before, like different colour panels and stuff. I haven't got any examples here because they're all gone. But yeah, so there you go. There's all my cars. Last couple of bits. Around this out to nearly 40 minutes then is this. You see this in the background a lot of my videos. I made this for the game Fallout Wasteland Warfare, and then I got rid of all my Fallout Wasteland Warfare stuff for the time being. It's a TT Combat MDF. It's one of the first bits of MDF terrain I ever had. I didn't paint it properly for it. It was painted, but it was painted crap. So I repainted it, scaled it down, I cut it and scaled it down. So it adds a nice bit of terrain to my board. And I've spoke about my board before, I haven't spoke about it on video. So it's a 2x2 MDF board. Just get this, it sits on this table opposite my desk in my conservatory. All that back's foam block, like foam insulation on foam board. This is MDF with a couple of different grades of railway ballast and sand and flock mixed together and all painted and dry brushed. Foam, again, attached to the board to make a road. It was the smallest sort of table I could build, and you could still play on it, just me and my partner. We could play on it, and the only way you can play on it with gates is to reuse the gates as you go. So you can have you can just about fit 3 gates on here and go round in a figure of 8. So gate 1 then becomes gate 4, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't use gates. I've got like I based up some bits to use, like barrels and some tyre stacks to use. I haven't finished them yet. I need to. A couple of other bits of terrain I quickly talk about. On the containers. They're 3D printed by KMSL Designs. Obviously I've turned them into an ammo shop, which I've absolutely trashed. Obviously it was a good weathering thing. Do you want to focus? Thank you. Made a door on it, loads of decals, graffiti decals, bits and bobs, stuff on the roof as well, sign, bit of Fallout themage on there, and then the ammo, obviously a road cone on top. And this one I just hugged it up. I did a little photo tutorial of how I did this, which I believe is on the KMSL website for these shipping containers. How to it might not be, because obviously with the lockdown and Frantic KMSL's now printing bits for face masks and stuff still, so you might not have got around to it. But it was a little while back before this happened. But you know how things are, especially for like lone 1 or 2 man businesses. Other things are priority over stuff like this. But yeah, he sent me these for free, and I did a tutorial about how to weather them up. I bent this one as well by heating it up, so it's got a big bend in the top. I've got one more which I'm tempted to cut in half. I might do a video on it so I can make it look like it's sunk into the ground. So I might do a video on it. But yeah, and the last couple of bits I made these yonks ago. Just some wrecked burnt out cars. This is my other weathering technique. I've not really used it on cars because it's meant to simulate like burnt out rusty cars. So we've got this one with some stickers, not decals, loads of bullet holes and barrels and stuff. And I've got this one turned into a shooting range. Again, sand all over it. I've got some other bits of terrain, I just need to paint them up. And this weathering technique's not too bad either. It's not too difficult to do. You just need to add sand as you're painting, or use something like hang on a sec, use something like the textured paint that goes what it should do, typhus corrosion, because it's got sand in it, and then paint over it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that's it really. That's all my Gasland vehicles. I'd show you my others, but they're actually already here, so they're either sold already, waiting to be shipped to America, or they're on eBay right now. So if they're on eBay or they're sold, I'm not going to show them because they're not necessarily mine. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see everyone next time.